you ever heard that what you measure grows? But how do you measure something if you don't actually track it? And that's what we're going to dig into today, friend. It is day 24 of our 90 days to renewal. And we are going to dig into habits and how to track them and why it's important and what we can learn from that. So let's dig in, because you know what? I remember when I hated tracking anything. I thought that if I tracked stuff, if I kept track of things, it will stifle me. It would cause me to be, claustrophobic, and I wouldn't have the freedom that I wanted. But what I learned is that that's actually not true. That's just a lie that I was telling myself, because when we track things, for me anyway, it gives me a sense of accomplishment. It gives me a sense of, hey, I actually did something. I'm actually moving toward that goal, as opposed to just, throwing things out into the wind and hoping for the best. So I really love to track habits, because then, like I say, then we can measure them. Then we can see how close we are to actually getting to where we want to be. And so why do we do that? Like, why do we track? Well, like I just mentioned, it gives you a clear path to follow. When we track something, you're like, okay, I got this done, I got this done, I got this done. Or I can, for me, for like exercise, for instance, I can do this now where I couldn't do that before. And even finances or anything, if you track it, it's like, hey, this is how much I made, this is how much I spent. It just gives you such a different perspective. Instead of going by emotion, which usually gets us into trouble if we just solely go on how we feel, but instead we go by data. I used to have this business coach, and she used to always say that, don't go by feeling, you always go by data only. Only go by data. And so we get data by tracking things. And so we have, like I say, 23 days behind us in this challenge already. And there's lots of habits that I gave you, lots of things that you should be building on one another. They should be, more and more of these things should be coming like just habitual for you to do. But in the beginning, you need to track them until they become really solidified in your brain, until that pathway is like really solid. You want to track them. Seriously, I do the same thing with water. When I first started, I would track how much water I drank. I don't have to do that anymore, because now I know how many times I have to fill up my container to get the amount of water that I need to drink. So I guess I'm still sort of tracking. Because I'm using a container, right? So it's the same. Everything we can track. We can track our sleep. We can track our water intake, what kind of food we're eating. We can track actually even how our body reacts to the food that we do eat. We can track our thoughts. We can track. There's so many things that we can track. And inside the community, I do have a little bundle. It's only $10. It's called She Rises Daily. And in it is all kinds of trackers, health trackers, mental health trackers, like tons and tons, anxiety trackers, like all kinds of things are inside that community to help you if you don't want to like actually build a tracker yourself. I've got a whole bunch of them in there. Like I say, super cheap. And yeah, you can just get in and download them and start using them immediately. So that is what I would suggest, is to really understand the power of it for starters, because it'll change things for you. It will absolutely give you a more solid foundation when you know for sure that you're getting things done, the things that are important, right? When you're getting the things that are important to you done. And I don't know if you're like me, but I'm kind of a geek. I love to check off my to-do list, right? Like I will actually write, if I've already finished something, I sometimes write it on my to-do list just so I can check it off, because it gives me this crazy little hit of dopamine. So try it. It's fun. It's super fun. But there is power in it. All joking aside, there truly is power in tracking. And you will start to see that whatever habit you are tracking, whether it be exercise or food or water or thoughts or like whatever you're tracking, you will start to see the numbers change, get better, right? Over time. And that will give you the motivation to keep doing it. And pretty soon you won't actually have to track that particular habit. You'll have to track maybe something else. Like I still track all my analytics and everything for my, my community, my podcast, like all the things, because I want those to continue to grow. So, but if it's something like, water or something, you may not have to track that forever. But in the beginning, it's a good idea to start. So come into the community, drop in there what you're going to start tracking. And if you need any help with that, remember, we do have a coaching call Thursday night, and we will dig into these things. All right, my friend, take care. God bless. And I will see you tomorrow on another video.